Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, it's been 7 years now since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With the false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs. Everyone would have an opportunity in this economy. That's what he said. But what it spurred was a front-loading of the biggest, fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200%. That's what it spurred. Now, most people did not participate in that rally because people got out of their 401k in 2009. And they said, just get me out. I want nothing but fixed income. And they got killed because with low interest rates, fixed incomes get murdered. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to really retire, you got to be associated with the stock market. That's why you come to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When was the last time you've gotten a raise? It's been a long time. When was the last time you got overtime? That's been a long time. Sure, why? What people don't realize is we got two components out there that is killing your standard of living. Free money provided to CEOs from the Federal Reserve, and then the way the CEO is being compensated. CEOs are not compensated on performance anymore. CEOs are compensated on stock options. That's how they make most of their money. So as long as the Federal Reserve will give them money free, they're going to focus on the CEO buying shares back to pop that price up to make that stock option. That's why you're not getting paid. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating the 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to this contradiction.
February existing home sales down 7.1%.
American consumers, they have more cash on hand.
What a contradiction. Matter of fact, all the information you get from all the different financial programs, it's all contradiction. But here at Phil's Gang, I will tell you the truth. Join my gang, philsgang.com. You will enjoy it.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. It's 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of as a St. Jude parent. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When they told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow, they pretty much have saved us.
They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, we come in the morning, we have what we call coffee talk, but we just don't sit around and throw the bowl, or joke or laugh. Our coffee talk is serious. Every morning before you start out investing, we have an intense discussion on what is going on and where we should be investing, because it's all about not the money, but where you're putting that money. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and enjoy the best coffee in town.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me. Money's
For Tiffany, this is not for the faint of heart. You've got to have a lot of faith in the second half of 2016. I do, based on the belief that China is stabilizing and that U.S. consumption is set to gain as the labor market continues to strengthen.
What are you, nuts? Now CNBC talks about buying Tiffany? Our charts showed us that Tiffany was ready to buy back in December. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, February. Back in February. And that's where we bought Tiffany. It's amazing, these people on CNBC. They always want you to buy exactly when the institutions are pulling their money out of Tiffany. We bought when they're putting their money in. They always do that. Same with your 401k. The people that manage your 401k, they always start putting more money just as the market's ready to collapse. They always put it right at the top. Because why? They're like cattle. They follow each other. They got to get their money to work. And when they hold back, then finally, as the market starts topping out, they put the money in. So they say, well, we got all our money in. They have to put all their money in, or they lose their job as a manager. It's ridiculous, stupid. Tiffany, unbelievable. We'll take a look at Tiffany on a chart. Also, you know, what's driving me nuts is, again, this morning during Coffee Talk, I said to my gang members, I pointed out to them how interesting it is to watch gold, especially our mining stocks. Now, I put our mining stocks up, GDX, on my video. Go to philsgang.com, go to my website, the homepage. It's free, where I show you where we bought the exchange-traded fund, mining stocks, back in December 3rd. GDX is the symbol. It's up 64%. We did the same thing with another gold stock, AU, and that's up 121%. But here's my point. Here we are watching gold. And by the way, when I did that, Goldman Sachs was telling people back when I bought these golds, when the gang bought these gold back in December, don't buy gold, don't buy gold. It's going to go down. It's going to go down. The mining stocks, all of it's going to go. Stay away from it, they said. But my chart told me something different. You can see the institutional money coming in. But here's what's interesting. So we're watching gold, our mining stocks, soar, especially the ETF mining stocks, GDX. Now, why? It's the result of the yield on the 10-year Treasury falling off a cliff from 1.9% down to 1.7%. That indicates the economy is getting worse. Same with the dollar. The dollar is plunging. So when you have a weak dollar and you have the 10-year treasury, the yield's dropping, that tells the truth. It's telling the truth. The economy is not what we're being told. The other reason we're seeing gold go through the roof is Atlanta Fed. They announced they're going to be reducing the economic GDP growth forecast for the first quarter in 2016 from 2.7 to just 1 point. Do you believe that? 1 point. So between the terrible GDP estimate, which they cut back from 2.7 to 1 point, the 10-year treasury, which tells you what's going on, the economy is really bad, of course people are buying gold and buying the mining stocks. What are you, nuts? Then we also have a huge reduction in inventory. Companies are not restocking. See, inventories are dropping. The reason they're dropping is because the economy is so bad. People don't have good jobs. They got all these terrible service jobs. They're not making any money. So companies, when they sell, they don't replace its inventory. They just don't replace their inventory when it's sold. That's how bad the economy is. And the consumer is so weak because all the jobs have been shipped overseas, and all the jobs we have here is just terrible service jobs. So companies aren't ordering. Why would you order inventory? You own a store. Would you order inventory when you know the people? You know the people in your community. They got all part-time jobs. They're barely making it, going from paycheck to paycheck. Of course not. So our so stores aren't reordering. They're not restocking. Companies aren't restocking. And that is why manufacturing orders have dropped to a multi-year low. Retail sales have dropped to a 9-year low. So it's amazing. Between the fact that we are not restocking our inventory, the yield is dropping off a cliff on the 10-year treasury. That's why gold is going up. Because, see, the truth is the economy is not doing well. The economic fundamentals are terrible. But listen, again, we're not being told the truth. So here was Jack Lew last week when all this was going on. Terrible week.
When you look at the U.S. economy, I think we've shown that we've reached a level of strength that's quite real and sustainable.
Really? Well, everything I just gave you. 10-year yield dropping. Are you kidding? 10-year and oh my God, inventory is dropping. You got to be kidding me. Then we have the drop, of course, in the GDP growth from 2.7 to 1 point. I mean, just a liar. Now listen to this. This was Sunday.
Our economy right now is stronger than any other advanced economy.
But the numbers don't show that. So is it too late to get into gold? No, it isn't. Into the metals, no. What you got to be really looking at now is oil. And I told my gang this morning, I said, our gold has taken off. Our oils are the lagger. Let's start buying the oils because they're the lagger. They're going to start switching from the metals and they'll start going to your gold. That's just the way it works in stocks. Everybody chases they're like the herd mentality. Everybody chases the bright spot. They all trace it. But then they all decide, wait a minute, let's go back and get the guys that have not gone up yet. That's what happened with oil today. And so we got some good oil stocks. Some great oil stocks, in fact. But here you got Jack Lew, you got Obama, you got the whole administration not leveling with us. They got to start leveling with us. How do you fix the economy if our president and the administration and Congress, our politicians, are not leveling with us? That is terrible. Do you notice they never speak about economic growth? Ever. When's the last time you've heard them speak about economic growth? Or the terrible decline in manufacturing? No. All you hear about, look at the jobs I created. I created 14 million jobs. But they never differentiate between a part-time job and a full-time job, and they never tell you how many jobs they lost. They always give you the jobs the first Friday of the month, but they never tell you how many jobs they lost. And they never tell you how many of the jobs are part-time, and they never tell you the multiple jobs, and they never tell you that the numbers they give you, an average of 235,000 jobs, 225,000 jobs a month, 40% of those jobs are all fake through the birth-death metric system. They don't tell us that either. But worse, Obama and Jack Lew, our Treasury Secretary, they never talk about trade deficits. Never. That's the last thing they want to talk about. Trade deficits are so bad. It hurts this economy so badly. It kills all the jobs. Are you kidding? That's why they don't talk about trade deficits, and they always come back to, oh, look at the jobs we created. It's unbelievable. We'll be right back after this break. 15 past the hour here on Phil's Gang. Join my gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, every day we hear from Wall Street, you turn on the TV, and they're telling us how the economy's great, everything's great. And these are the same people that run the 401ks who, with a 2% fee, take more than half of your money and put it in their pocket. You will never retire comfortably in a 401k. But try to convince 90 million people, it's almost impossible. People just don't listen. They get comfortable and stay with these 401ks. They don't work. You're not going to be able to retire. It's simple. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Join the gang. Try it for a month. And we're going to show you how to use a chart. And that is going to put you in such a comfort zone of retirement.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Yellen came out and told us that she is basically going to pull back the 25 basis point hike that she had in December, the quarter point, because the economy is bad. Then she's going to do quantitative easing. So what does that mean? That means as the economy gets worse, the market's going to go up. See, most people think when the economy's bad, the market should be going down. Just the opposite. Because when the economy is bad, the Federal Reserve comes in, prints money, gives it to the companies to buy their own shares back to push their stocks up. Because when the economy's bad, people aren't out spending and their stock doesn't go up. This is how they do it. A great opportunity. Don't miss it. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Become part of this wealth effect. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Every month now we get jobs. They give us the job numbers. We've been averaging, they tell us, 235,000 jobs a month. It's been a lie. That's a bogus number. The BLS that counts the jobs, they use what they call the birth-death model system. What they do is they manipulate the jobs, so 40% of that number that you see is fake. That's right. If you take 235,000 jobs, the number really is 140,000. They bogus up about 95,000 jobs. But that's what goes on now on Wall Street. That's why you want to be a member of my gang, Phil's Gang, philsgang.com, because that way you get the truth. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to this contradiction.
February existing home sales down 7.1%.
American consumers, they have more cash on hand.
What a contradiction. Matter of fact, all the information you get from all the different financial programs, It's all contradiction. But here at Phil's Gang, I will tell you the truth. Join my gang, philsgang.com. You will enjoy it.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. It's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Aren't you tired of all the nonsense you hear from these financial shows like this?
Should I be worried about Bear Stearns in terms of liquidity and get my money out of there? No, no, no. Bear Stearns is fine.
And then they went bankrupt. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy. Your 401k, they take half of all the money you put away. Look, it's not about the money you're saving. It's about where you invest it and not in a 401k. Join my gang. Start using charts. I'll teach you how to use a chart so that you can maximize your returns on the money you do have. And the earlier you get started, the better. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
For Tiffany, this is not for the faint of heart. You've got to have a lot of faith in the second half of 2016.
A lot of faith, yeah, the second half of 2016. Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Faith? How do you have faith when you have massive debt and all you have is trade deficits? You know, that's the problem with this administration. They don't tell us the truth about trade deficits. And you know, trade deficits are the biggest reason we don't create good manufacturing jobs. That's the reason why we went from having 15,478,000 manufacturing establishments that employed 426,000 people to where it dropped from 15,000 to 7,000, rounding it off, the establishments, where employees dropped from 426,000 to 157,000. That's because of the trade deficits. But no, the Obama administration and Jack Lew aren't going to talk about that. They don't want us to know how dangerous the trade deficit is and how many jobs it kills. And there they are. We went from 426,000 down to 157,000. Because also, remember, Obama lied to us when he was running for president. He said he was going to deal with the manipulation. China and Japan, all the currency manipulation, which is killing us. It's just unbelievable. So let's go and take a look at some stocks today.
Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com. Click on the video channel graphic and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
Okay, let's take a look at Tiffany. And this is amazing. They come out today and say, buy Tiffany. Now, I go to my PT2 chart. This is the indicator that follows. Remember, they strictly follow the money, the institutional money. You can bet your life how accurate it is on this thing. You can bet your life on it. It's so accurate. It's so accurate. So we had Tiffany, if you go back, and you can see back in December, actually November, Tiffany dropped from $78 down to $59. And that was a beautiful short because all you had to do is sell short. It was a 24% decline. So with the PT2 chart, you got your signal to sell. Turn from green to red. That's simple. It's so simple. You know, here's the problem in trying to sell these things. It sounds like a gimmick. It sounds like a gimmick. When it works, when you say, well, it turns from green to red, now sell short, and it went down 24%, so you had an opportunity to get a 24% return. People go, that's too simple. That can't work. That doesn't work. It's too simple. Maybe I should have made it really complicated, you know, put all kinds of formulas in and all math formulas and all that, and, you know, oh my God. Because all the stock market is money and what is that? What is money? What is that? It's fuel. It's fuel. That's what money is. And when you buy enough stocks that fuel, that energy, is what pushes the price up. And we have computers today that can tell you when enough fuel, enough stocks have been purchased, that it's going to tell you, okay, the price is now going to go up. It's so simple. And then when they pull their money out, the fuel diminishes, and it tells you it's going to go down. This is not rocket science. And this is the chart. So again, so it was a 24% pullback. Now, at $59, now it started to go up. $60, $62, $63, and finally it hit $64, say 65, round it off. And now it turned green. Tiffany, we're talking about Tiffany. So $65 to $74. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that's probably about a 13% return. So 24% as it dropped, 13% on the way back up. All you had to understand if it's green or red. And then you have this little line you have to confirm. This is, and now it just turned red. It just started to turn red in the last 2 days. So we knew now, my gang knew to take your money out. And it hasn't lined up yet for a short, turned red, but we need one more confirmation with short. So that's how easy it is. But then I have to laugh. They come on today talking about Tiffany.
For Tiffany, this is not for the faint of heart. You've got to have a lot of faith in the second half of 2016.
No, you don't need faith in the second half of 2016. You need to look at the chart to see if the institutions, J.P. Morgan, if Morgan Stanley, if Goldman Sachs, if they're going to buy it. There's nothing to do about 2016. Mid half of 2016 is not going to be any better than today. Would somebody tell me how it's going to be any better? We have earnings decline by 8.3%, making the fourth consecutive quarter year over year. We have a decline in earnings. So we got a decline in earnings. Are you kidding? We got GDP economic growth came in at 1.4%. Are you kidding? And now the GDP is coming in at 1 point, dropped from 2.7 to 1 point. So you got earnings declining. You got revenues declining for 4 years in a row. What is going to change between now and a couple of months from now? Would somebody tell me? So he says you got to have faith in the economy. No. You buy one stock at a time. This is not about a market, stock market. It's about buying individual stocks, not the market. I have to laugh when somebody says something. Well, we'll wait till the second half of the year. You got to have confidence second half of the year. I don't have to have confidence the second half of the year. I don't have any confidence. All I have to have confidence is when it turns green, the thing always works, and it tells me that J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Dodge and Cox are all buying their stock back. They're trying to tell you that they're so smart. They can tell you the second half of the year is going to be good. What are you, nuts? Man, this is crazy. But the trade deficit, it was important. And they never talk about it. So before I run out of time, that's Tiffany. But I also want to tell you that we had a great return, okay, on Macy's. We'll talk about that when we get back. How we are able to catch Macy's going down. Join my gang, 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Even if the federal funds rate were to return to near zero, the FOMC would still have considerable scope to provide additional accommodation.
Accommodation, what's that mean? It simply means printing money. What she's saying is the economy's terrible. We're going to claw back that 25% or 0.25% interest rate hike that we did in December. And I'm going to print a whole bunch of money so that we can give it to companies to buy their own shares back so they can boost the stock market higher. The problem with that money is 0%. That means that people lose their jobs. They go from full-time to part-time. From part-time, they go to poverty. That's the problem. We can't keep doing this. Here's the point. When the market is going up, it's always when the economy is bad. Join my gang, philsgang.com, so you can participate.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Everybody was asking me, how did I know to short forward when it was November? And it was when Aunt B was telling us everything was fine. Well, what people didn't know is Aunt B was lying to us. Because when she was raising the rates, machinery sales were down 5.6%, computers were down 8.7%, communication equipment sales down 21%. I took a look at our chart and I saw that institutions were pulling money out of Ford. So we said, let's short Ford. And we did that in November, on November 10th, because my charts told me there was a big sell signal, and we took advantage of it. And you know that stock Ford has now dropped 17%. That's the return my gang has now, 17%. Don't follow any of the jibber jabber from CNBC or the Fed. Follow me, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grande and philsgang.com helps folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your number one source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $49.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande, philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually. You will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay. Now, remember I told you how the car industry was really getting hurt, really getting killed. And nobody believes it, but it is. And we'll talk about that in a moment because it's really having putting real strain on the economy. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about Walter's Way, an award-winning book. It has the prestigious Axiom Business Book Award. Now, what does that mean? Well, anybody that writes a business book, they hope to God they get the Axiom Business Book Award because it identifies for business books that it's the best. It's the best. It's a guidepost for business books, and it got this award. And Walter, he's 92 years young. We're going to do a book signing. I'll tell you when. The things that he accomplished is incredible. You would not have the fax machine today if it wasn't out if you didn't have Walter. And his company, okay, he had the first company, okay, publicly traded company, Visual Science, that introduced to the world the fax machine. Without Walter, we'd be no fax machine. None. And many, many other things. He is in oil. He's done the things he's accomplished. And his lifetime is incredible. But what's beautiful is he's 92 years young. He can tell you about what he did with MacArthur, and it goes back in years. It's just so wonderful, this book, and a wonderful man. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. It's Walter's Way. Go to waltersway.org to get the book, or go to my site, philsgang.com. You can get it right there. And I'll also tell you we're going to have the book signing. And don't forget, all the proceeds of this book is split between the Vera and Walter Scheer Family Foundation and also St. Jude. Isn't that a wonderful thing? So you can help St. Jude at the same time read a wonderful book. Whether you're a entrepreneur or not, you will love this book. And entrepreneurs are just, under this administration, it's terrible. We've never seen so many businesses close. Never. We have more business closing than opening. It's terrible. But I want to get back to, again, we have an opportunity here. You're not too late. Now, I told you that we've been working with our gang members, our students, with gold. And we got in early, got back in December. And we have returns of 121% and 64%. Now, I'm not saying every gang member made 121%, 64%. What I am saying is the PT2 chart identifies for you clearly, for the gang, where you should get into the stock. That the institutions that own most of that stock are now bringing their money back in. You got to pull the trigger and make sure you buy it, because a stock has 4 stages. And stage 2 is very simple. Stage 2 is where you get all that new money coming in. The first stage in a stock, everybody who short the stock, when the stock was going down, when they stop shorting it, they buy their own shares back, meaning they now start buying the stock. That lifts the stock. Stage 2 is where all the institutions, the banks, the big guys come in, and they start buying the stock. That's stage 2. Stage 3 in a stock is where you reach the end of the trade. It could be 3 weeks, 5 weeks, a month. And it's very clear. Stage 3, it's what we call 80%. When a trade goes from 30% to 80%, hits 80%, then that's it. That's the stage. You got to get out and collect your money. So the reason why stage 2 and stage 3 is so important to understand, because that's what we call the easy money. Because of that money that's coming in from the people who shorted the stock now buying it, you get the new money coming in. That means between that 30% and 80%, as the stock goes from 30% up to 80%, that money, anytime you have a pullback, 5-6% pullback, it overcomes that pullback almost every time. Once you get to 80% on a stock, if you start trying to buy the stock, invest the stock after that, you're not going to do very well at all. You're not going to do well at all. But we are able to take all that for the person who's so busy, doesn't know what, they just don't have time. We're able to take it and put it on a chart, and let all the algorithms and everything do it. So it does it automatic for you. You don't have to think about it. You just look at a color. And that's how we ended up with GDX and AU. And go to my site, philsgang.com. I have a video up for you showing you these stocks that we did, how we used the PT2. It explains it, it shows it, and you'll love it. Check it out. All right. Or you can call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG, and you can call right now and join the gang. Try it for a month. Now, let's get back to what's going on here. Everybody's after Trump. Nobody likes Trump. But wait a minute. Trump's the only one who's telling the truth. He's talking about, well, first of all, it's a corrupt system. How they do all the voting, the delegates. We know that, but here's what he was really talking about. Let's go back to the trade deficits. Nobody talks about the trade deficit because it identifies, first of all, how little we have as a country in savings. That's right. That's why Jack Lew or Obama will never talk about the trade deficit. Because one reason, it identifies the weakness of our country, that we have very little savings. They don't want us to know that. It also identifies, when you have a bad trade deficit, that our consumer debt is reaching $4 trillion. They don't want us to know that. That means that's $10,200 in debt for every man, woman, and child. They don't want us to know that. So they come out and lie. They also don't want you to know that 26% of the $4 trillion, we have $4 trillion in consumer debt. Consumer debt is credit cards. 26% of our $4 trillion consumer debt is credit cards. The other 74% is mostly subprime car loans, which consumers can't afford, and why they're now stretching the payments to 7 years. And that is ready to implode. We're already seeing right now what's going on. That I love CNBC. God, they just don't tell the truth. We have such weakness now in used car sales and new car sales. This guy, Phil LeBeau, who comes out, supposed to be their analyst, like he comes out from underneath a rock every once in a while. And he never tells the truth. I've never seen him tell the truth about what's going on. Everything's always beautiful in the car industry. Always beautiful. Oh, he uses the word awesome. Always awesome. But he never mentions how the sales have been getting hit. We've gone down from, I think it was 19 trillion down to 19 million down to 17 trillion down to 9 million. I think it was 19 million to 17 million to 9 million in sales. But here's the real problem. The inventories. The inventories are getting bloated. As the weakness comes into the used car sales, it makes it very hard for someone to buy a car. And that's what's happening in that business right now. It's so bad that the weakness now in the used car sales, so in other words, the value of a used car, you can't get somebody into a new car because their value has dropped. So what they've been doing is extending the payments, stretching them out, or leasing them a car. This thing is going to implode. This is going to be worse than the student loans. These cars all have negative equities, just like the subprime house loans. Now, our trade deficit is $8 trillion. It's the biggest threat to our economy. And it's the biggest reason we can't create good-paying manufacturing jobs or industrial production. And both have fallen to 10-year lows. And that causes our standard of living to drop. That's why Obama won't talk about it. The Treasury Secretary doesn't want to talk about the $8 trillion deficit. Because they don't want us to know. They don't want us to find out about the $8 trillion. But here's the real bad part. This is what Trump's right about. We borrow money from China, who then send the excess money they earn back to us by purchasing 10-year treasuries so that we buy even more of their imports. Are you nuts? The problem is trade is supposed to be balanced. It's supposed to balance itself from one country to another. Meaning trade deficits are self-correcting because as the deficit grows, the country's currency begins to decline in price in the world market. This should make our exported goods less expensive and foreign goods more expensive. That's not what's happening. We're getting screwed, and Trump's right. This is a real bad situation. Join my gang, Phil's gang. Learn how to create wealth. Use my chart.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Time is the one thing that we want more of as a single parent. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey.
El que Sanyu no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When they told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow, they pretty much had saved us.
They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better. Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Yellen came out and told us that she is basically going to pull back the 25 basis point hike that she had in December, the quarter point, because the economy is bad. Then she's going to do quantitative easing. So what does that mean? That means as the economy gets worse, the market's going to go up. See, most people think when the economy's bad, the market should be going down. Just the opposite. Because when the economy is bad, the Federal Reserve comes in, prints money, gives it to the companies to buy their own shares back to push their stocks up. Because when the economy's bad, people aren't out spending and their stock doesn't go up. This is how they do it. A great opportunity. Don't miss it. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Become part of this wealth effect. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're a teaching format. Boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When was the last time you've gotten a raise? Been a long time. When was the last time you got overtime? That's been a long time. Sure, why? What people don't realize is we got two components out there that is killing your standard of living. Free money provided to CEOs from the Federal Reserve, and then the way the CEO is being compensated. CEOs are not compensated on performance anymore. CEOs are compensated on stock options. That's how they make most of their money. So as long as the Federal Reserve will give them money free, they're going to focus on the CEO buying shares back to pop that price up to make that stock option. That's why you're not getting paid. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Put your money to work. Make your investments pay. Listen to Phil Grande and philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Every other country we do business with, we are getting absolutely crushed on trade. With China, we're going to lose $505 billion in terms of trades.
That's right. And this is, and everybody say, oh, Trump's no good. He wouldn't make a great president. He's the only one who's telling the truth. We borrow money from China. Think about how stupid this is. And he's right. How stupid could our leaders be? We have an $8 trillion trade deficit. That's killing our economy. It's killing our jobs. That's why we don't have good, high-paying manufacturing jobs. That's why we don't have industrial production, because the $8 trillion in our deficit, trade deficit. Now, remember, that also kills our standard of living. The real reason Obama and our Treasury Secretary, the reason why they don't want us to know about the $8 trillion trade deficit, because they don't want us to know. To fund the $8 trillion, like dopes, we borrow money from China, who then sends the excess money they earn back to us. by purchasing 10-year treasuries so that we buy even more of their crap. The problem is trade is supposed to be balanced, fair. What are you, nuts? Meaning trade deficits should be self-correcting, because as the deficit grows, the country's currency begins to decline in price in the world market. This should make our exported goods less expensive. Ha! Really? That's not happening. That's why we can't sell Caterpillar. Caterpillar and Intel and McDonald's and all these companies do most 60-70% overseas are getting killed every time the dollar goes up, because because China manipulates the dollar, make sure it goes up, and that's the headwind towards GE and all our big companies that are overseas. They get screwed. So what's happening is our exported goods should be less expensive, but they're not, and foreign goods should be more expensive, giving us that balance. Now, this balance is supposed to happen to make it fair. It's not happening. Why? Because we have weak leaders, just like what Trump said. Instead, China purposely cheats. They cheat us by manipulating their currency. Now, by doing this, they push the value of our dollar higher. So like I just said, Caterpillar, IBM, Intel, all these can't sell their goods. They can't. They can't compete with their people who make Caterpillar over there, whoever there makes this bulldozers over there. We can't compete with them. We can't compete with their tech companies because our dollar's so high, because they manipulate their currency. And then it continues to increase our imports. Now, Obama, when running for president, and Jack Lew, his buddy, helping him, they were supposed to fix this. They were out there on the stump in 2008 saying, we're going to fix this. They didn't. Instead, these trade deficits, because they make the manipulation of their currency pushes our dollar so high, we can't sell more Caterpillar bulldozers. We lost 5.7 million American jobs because Caterpillar can't sell bulldozers. IBM can't sell their equipment, and so on and so forth. We lost 5.7 million high-paying jobs, and we switched them for low-paying service bartender waitress jobs. And he promised us, Obama promised us, the same guy who promised us we could keep our insurance, we could keep our doctor, the same guy who said that the transparency of this administration, there'd be nothing like it in the world. He's a liar. So when he campaigned, he promised to hold China accountable for this currency manipulation, and he's done nothing about currency manipulation. So if you had a $40 an hour job manufacturing, now you're a waitress, call Obama. He did nothing. Trump is saying, I'm going to fix it. But boy, all the Republican establishment say, no, we're not going to let Trump in. He doesn't act like a president. We want him to act and talk like Obama. There's a certain way you should act and present yourself. There's a certain way you should just be presenting yourself. You're not president-like. I don't want a president-like. I don't want another Obama. I don't want another Obama. I want a guy like Trump, or anyone else would be like him, to say what he thinks, and he comes in and he fixes this. But see, all the politicians, they all got deals going. They got deals going with the Chinese. They got deals going with lobbyists. See, Trump is right. We are the losers under Obama's policies, accepting growing trade deficits. The working people, jobs, the manufacturing jobs, the people in our communities, all kinds of industries are all losers because of this stupid manipulation that Obama never fixed. Instead, what does he do? He goes and decides he's going to do Obamacare and cut everybody's job to part-time. Where last year we had 500,000, the largest multiple jobs ever. People are working 2-3 jobs. We've never seen people work 2-3 jobs. 500,000 new ones. What are you, nuts? So this is the problem. Under Obama, we consumed far more wealth than we produced. How stupid is that? We ship millions of good-paying jobs overseas, while at home, 50% of all American workers now bring home less than $30,000 a year in wages. What, are you nuts? So what happens? People are using their credit cards because they don't have enough money. At the end of the month, they're short $1,200, short $2,500. So they're using their credit card, so they're piling up huge debt. And what does that do? And when you have debt, that's causing the middle class to slip into poverty. We've never had more. 6 million middle-class Americans have slipped into poverty under Obama. We've never had that before. Close by that dopey Bush. So what do? I can't change that. You can't change that. But here's what I can change. When we saw GDX, the gold mining stock, you're a gang member, all I can do is change for you and show you as a gang member, look, I'm going to say it's changing. It's going from red to green. Let's buy some. And it went up 64%. Let's say you got in later. You got 30%. Let's say you got in later. You got 10%. That's what I can do for you. I'm not a politician. I can't change anything. And yes, we do lose on some stocks, but we make sure our losses are very small. If you keep your losses small, if you do 5 transactions, you actually can lose on 3 and still make a lot of money with 2. Because why? You learn to let your winners run. You learn to cut your losses short. But here's the key. You also learn to short the stock. So you get the other side, the downside. How many times have your planner, your broker, your money manager ever call you and say, we're going to short this stock? As the market goes down, we're going to make money. They never. Instead, they sell you an annuity that they make $10,000 commission on. Well, you'll never lose if the market goes down. Buy this annuity from me. It's an insurance policy. What they don't tell you is, yeah, you don't lose money on the way down, but when the market goes up 22%, you're locked in with just a 2 or 3% return. The insurance company gets the difference between 2% and 22%. That's why they got the big buildings. Lower used car values right now. Let's think about this. You only got a few minutes. And please, go to my gang. Go to my site tonight, philsgang.com. Look at my videos. Look at how we use the PT2 to get a 64% on GDX and 121% run on AU. It's not fake. It's not a lie. Check it out. And try joining the gang. Try it. But let's talk about this whole, I'll tell you what's going to implode is the whole building, the whole automobile industry is going to collapse. Remember, it's been the automobile industry and it's been the student loan industry that's been propping up this whole economy. Now that we have used cars right now, their values are dropping like a flying crowbar, like a flying monkey. Lower used, go down to the car lot and you'll see you can buy a car right now, a used car, for so much less than ever before. But the lower used vehicle or car values means lower trade-in values, which means a lower vehicle affordability. So what are they going to do? Instead of turning you away, they're going to lower your credit, what you need for credit. They're going to lower the credit score for you so you can have a credit score of 100. And then they're going to stretch your payment out to 25 years probably. It's unbelievable. Go to my gang, philsgang.com, 877-600-GANG. Join today. You'll love it. philsgang.com. See you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.